I'm Barton Levy. When I lived in Perth Amboy, I was known universally as Barty. I still am to old friends. There was a story, my grandmother founded Sarah Barton's. My mother worked there sometimes to relieve my grandmother, occasionally my Aunt Gladys Barton, who taught 6th grade at the grammar school for very many years. Also came in to relieve my mother when it was appropriate. And Aunt Glad died in 1978. And a woman came into the store to my mother to express condolences. And she starts to talk about the person who recently died. And about halfway through the conversation, my mother told me the next time I saw her, she said, I realized she thought I was the person who had died. So that's the first story. The second story, I was raised in Shaarei Tefillah, although I didn't attend very often. But one Saturday morning I had occasion to be there with a number of friends, and we were all bored. And so at the end of the service we decided that we would tie our talesim together with just one or two strings. And we did, and we walked together and put the 5 talesim back in the box. I don't remember who the others were, but Saul Schlesinger was one, Bill Parnas was another, and I was a third. And Bill was there next week when some poor sucker pulled one of those talesim out of the box and had the other 4 talesim following closely behind. Finally, although this is not a story, there is something about Perth Amboy which I really think deserves a mention, so I will. My wife is from West Hartford, and while she had friends in West Hartford, and she retains them, there is no sense of community. She feels no strong ties to West Hartford as West Hartford. I believe firmly that Perth Amboy is an example of the maxim, you can take the boy out of Perth Amboy, but you can't take Perth Amboy out of the boy. I've run into people from Perth Amboy in all kinds of places, and there's immediate connections. And I still connect from time to time, as occasion merits, with people I haven't seen in 40, 50 years. But we grew up together. We shared a common communal experience together. We liked each other. And somehow, all these years down the road, with the community as dispersed as it is, that still stays. There is a residuum of goodwill among members of the Perth Amboy Jewish community, at least the ones I know from the 50s and the 60s, which I think is remarkable by any standard. And that's it.